Hey, welcome back to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, and trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so you can easily choose the best watch for yourself in the comfort of your own home. We offer the lowest prices anywhere online, and if you'd like to know the price, simply click on the links in the description below. We greatly appreciate if you purchase your next watch from us at JazzTime.com. Today we'll be talking about the Patek Philippe Aquanaut, the 20th anniversary edition of the Aquanaut, the Jumbo in white gold and blue. Reference number 5168G-001. Now this one came around the late 2010s, around 2016, 2017 or so, and only in this color and only in 42.2 millimeter diameter. Now this color gave it a very new, younger, refreshed look, giving that sort of a modern feel of adventure and design in equal measure, and combining the traditional look of the rounded octagonal case, as they call it, with the brushed and polished finishes as you'd find in the Aquanaut line. All right, so I'll be going over the features of this watch: the case, dial, the bezel, the crown functions, movement, and the strap, and I'll give you my thoughts on all of these features throughout this video and make my case for the watch at the end. All right, so starting off, this case is a 42.2 millimeter diameter. That's the 10-4 distance, or the 2-8, still the same thing, that sort of diameter of the diagonal. Larger than the typical Aquanaut with the reference number 5167, all those being 40.8 millimeters. This one's actually close to 2 millimeters larger, and this one, along with the newer green khaki colored Jumbo, really makes these two the only feature of these watches, the Jumbo. So it's only really big in terms of its diameter, is what I'm saying. All right, and so taking a look at the thickness here, 8.25 millimeters thick, and the lug-to-lug span is 50 millimeters. That's from the top to the bottom lug. Effective lug-to-lug is about the same. You can actually bend this composite strap enough such that it actually conforms to your wrist a little bit better. All right, so that's a good thing right there. All right, so the only other Aquanaut of a different reference number is the 5968A, the Aquanaut Chronograph, the sportiest of the sporty, but that's neither here nor there. It's just simply a comparison. This one is made entirely in white gold construction, a nice high polish on that first bevel there, going directly around the case and becoming part of the front, as you can see on these lugs here. We have a satin brush finishing across the sides, going from top to bottom, lug to lug, as they call it. And same with this bezel sitting right on top and front and almost center, encircling the center. We have a vertical brush finishing as well, same as the lug to lug brush finishing, with a high polish on that bevel as well, and going back to a nice satin brush finishing going all the way around, what they call the octagonal bezel, although I'd more call this a decagonal bezel, because there's actually 10 sides if you count the left and right sides as one side. You could divide it up into two, in which case it would be dodecagonal, but I'm just going over semantics there. That's kind of irrelevant at this point. So anyway, this vertical brush finish with the high polish gives it very much that glowing look as you glance at it face on. As you can see, it gives a very interesting and sort of raised look, literally, as is what the bezel should do. On the front and the back, we also have sapphire crystals, scratch resistant and glare resistant as well, allowing you to really take a good look at the internal workings of this watch, the dial, as well as the movement. I'll cover this a little bit later. All right, so all of this working together allows for a 120 meter water resistance below sea level. So very good from Patek Philippe. This is definitely living up to the name, the Aquanaut. All right, so now taking a look at this dial, we have what is called the blue embossed dial, more like sort of like looking at the meridians and the lines of latitude and longitude on a globe, especially with this blue face, as 2/3 of the Earth is actually ocean, so sort of evoking that sense. At least that's what I get from this. It also has that very subtle but still detectable sunray finish with that sort of radial patterning. And also, speaking of radial patterning, there's also radial gradient from the center, a nice mid-tone value of blue, and just fading out into a nice dark shade of blue, almost to black at the peripherals, to make that the minute and second track at the peripheral very easy to read. High contrast makes it very, very good and distinctive as well. Now, the numerals on here for each hour are all Arabic numerals with index markers at the end for them. They're all white gold applied numerals with luminescent coating. All right, so I can actually turn out the lights here, and you can also see the bolded index markers as well, also glowing in the dark there. Very easy to read, and my camera's having a very good time actually focusing on these glowing aspects of this dial. So incredibly easy to read, and it lasts for quite a long time. A nice green tint to it. Turning lights back on. All right, now the pencil style hands for the minute and hour hands with a lance style seconds hand, all center mounted. All right, for the functions for this watch, simply unwind the crown at the 3 o'clock position. This allows you to wind the watch at the first position, so you can just simply turn it about 20 to 30 full winds from a dead stop will get you to the full power reserve. Nice and easy. Pull it out to the next position, and you can then advance the date by 1. It takes about a half turn to advance the date, as you can see in the date aperture at the 3 o'clock position. Nice and big, white background with a dark black text, or matching dark blue. It's actually hard to tell, but it's actually black. A black text for maximum contrast makes it actually the easiest to read. All right, now pull the crown out to the final position, and you'll note that actually the seconds hand does continue moving. You can move the minute hand forward and place it as you need based on where the seconds hand happens to be. But if you're a little bit more experienced, you can actually rotate the crown and place a little bit of pressure in the reverse direction to slightly move that minute hand, and doing so can actually help stop that seconds hand, so you can then adjust the minute hand precisely. Press the crown in, and well, it's not going to be as perfect as you'd want. You would actually have to move that minute hand forward and place it accordingly, and waiting for that seconds hand, and then press the crown back in, screw it tightly against the case to ensure that superior water resistance. All right, so rather simple there. The movement is what makes all of this work. It's the 324 SC self-winding movement. It has a diameter of 27 millimeters, so basically all that you can see here, that's what it is. It has a diameter of 27 millimeters, as I said earlier. It has a height of 3.3 millimeters, total of 29 jewels with 6 bridges, and a 21 karat yellow gold central unidirectional winding rotor. Nice and easy to see that with the Patek Philippe symbol nicely emblazoned in there. It has a Gyromax balance with Spiromax balance spring, so that basically means that you're basically as resistant to magnets and bumps as they come. That will be keeping track of time. No issue there. It beats at a frequency rating of 28,800 vibrations per hour, or 4 hertz. So that means that each second, the second hand actually moves forward 8 times. So very good precision there from Patek Philippe. And so all of this working together gives you a power reserve of 35 to 45 hours, depending on the stress of that mainspring in that first barrel. Now, taking a look at the framing here, we have a matching blue, what they call a tropical strap. It matches sort of the color and the pattern of the dial, sort of emanating outward from the 12 and 6 o'clock positions. It's a gentle taper down, entirely made of a composite material. It's basically rubber. All right, so nothing too new in terms of texture and thickness when it comes to the Aquanaut models, but do be careful when sizing it, as you can only make it smaller and smaller, but not larger, because, well, you have to physically cut off portions of this strap to actually size it. All right. Now, looking at this clasp, we have the Aquanaut fold-over clasp. It is the symmetrical double button deployment system, and that makes it easier to actually close on a snug fit or on smaller wrists. As you can see, nice and symmetrical, easy to open and easy to close. And while we're here, I can actually try it on. and give you my thoughts as to how it wears on the wrist. Okay, I'll zoom out in just a second here. Okay, now this isn't really sized to me. It's still rather large on me. So my wrist is 7 inches in circumference or 18 centimeters. So, you know, this is a pre-owned model. As you can see, the strap has been cut a little bit. If you want to see the actual full size of the strap, go check out the khaki green version of the 516AG model that we have here on YouTube or on our website, jazztime.com. You can see the full size, but it's absolutely massive. So it's all encompassing when it comes to wrist size. But for me, 7 inches in circumference, that gives me, you know, plenty of extra wiggle room on this. I can size this smaller, but I'm not going to, because this one is going to you. Anyway, looking at it on the wrist, it rests very nicely. There's a tiny bit of space underneath the lugs, just on me. If you have a smaller wrist, you'll certainly get more space there. But the way that these straps actually just by default already bend downward from the lugs gives it a very good sense of form and just conformity to anyone's wrist. And with the overall weight and the size of this watch, it can double as a dress watch, as it turns out, you know, just being about 8 millimeters in thickness. Also with the, well, hard to say thickness, it's more thin than it is thick. With its size and the shape, it will fit very nicely under a suit cuff or a jacket sleeve, nice and easy. All right, so I mentioned earlier that this is sort of a unique experience with that wide but flat form factor. And, you know, this is among, you know, the largest of the Aquanaut models that you can get. The only competing size Aquanaut models are, well, the green version of this one, which came out a couple years after this one, the 20th anniversary edition in blue. The khaki green is the only other one that is above that 42 millimeter diameter. All the others in the Aquanaut line are 40.8 millimeters in diameter, and those 2 millimeters do actually make quite a noticeable difference. But when it comes to the thinness of the watch, it gives it sort of that double-edged sword that basically cuts out the fat almost literally and allows us to double as a potential dress watch. And in white gold, also keep in mind that it can actually very easily be an everyday wear watch. Not flashy like yellow or rose gold, but you still know the value on your wrist. You can actually feel the weight of this because, you know, an equivalent size watch in stainless steel will be significantly lighter. And also keep in mind that Patek Philippe are a company very deeply seated in tradition. They don't change things very often, but, you know, when they do, it's kind of a big deal. This 20th anniversary really made waves with its blue dial and strap colors, almost literally, if you can evoke that sense of the color and the form of this watch. And they had a really good reason to do so because, you know, it was the 20th anniversary. Do something special, treat yourself or your fan base, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, so the khaki green version did come out a little bit after this one, so you can get that as well on our website if the blue is not really your thing. But, you know, who doesn't like blue? Let's be honest. And, you know, either way, this is a type of, you know, secondary wave coming from Patek Philippe, you know, releasing a watch that isn't really dark, earthy tone, and it doesn't really have that much of a, you know, they don't really have a reason to do this other than that it is the 20th anniversary edition. So very likely just trying out something new. And I think that they really hit it out of the park with this one. And so you're probably just wondering, okay, so it's all good and well, I'm on board, but how much is it? Well, the retail price is about 40K per watch, and, you know, honestly, you can only really get this through the authorized dealer if you have an excellent relationship with them already. That means you'd have to have been buying watches from them already for literal years, and, you know, you can actually get your hands on one of these if your AD offers one to you. And, you know, obviously not your first timepiece, so you're simply upgrading your style when you get one of these. But, you know, if you don't have those years of relationship under your belt, and let's be real, most of us don't, your option would actually be to go with us at Jazz Time, honestly. We do have this watch at just under 80K, at least as of the making of this video. So, you know, again, if you don't see it at 80K, if you see it higher than that on our website, well, you better jump in your time machine, get back to early 2021 or earlier than that, where we can get it for you even lower than that potentially. And, you know, honestly, we do have it at the lowest price you will find online. 80K in US dollars does sound quite a bit, but, you know, if you're looking for a hard to get Patek Philippe Aquanaut, and, you know, a unique one at that, why even wait? We have it on our website right now. This model is for sale right now on our site, jazztime.com. Links in the description below. And yep, that's all I got for this video. So be sure to leave a like, be sure to subscribe and comment. Let us know what you think about this beautiful blue dial. Would you get one of these, or maybe the khaki green one? Let us know down in the comments below. Hit the subscribe button and ring the bell notification so you can be notified when we go live with another video like this one. And as always, if you'd like to purchase this watch or any other watch, your next watch, or even your first watch, visit our site, jazztime.com, where we have all of our watches at the lowest possible price online. Links in the description below. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.